again, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Call Me Mr. Broadstreet. It's Ed here again, and we're doing now part 3 of Give My Regards to Broadstreet, the memorabilia. Now, unlike a lot of other videos where I'm usually looking at my notes and have kind of a bit of a script, there's no real script to this video as such. It's just kind of going through my collection of memorabilia as it stands right now. There's actually a couple more items coming that did not make it into this video that I will do in a separate review, so kind of to be continued. But this covers just about everything I have as of this taping. For Give My Regards to Broadstreet memorabilia. What I've done is I've put up photos of each item, so you're just going to see the photos, you're going to hear my audio commentary over it. Think of it more like almost like a DVD commentary in a way, which is just a lot of fun to do. Kind of going through the items again, just riffing on them, trying to remember where I bought it if that's the case, or just some little detail about the item. It may not be perfect, but you know what? I feel really good about this. I'm just happy to share this collection with everybody. And then, of course, we'll get right back to it after you see everything. So, hope you enjoy, and I'll be back at the end to wrap things up. All right, everybody. Well, welcome to the of course, the memorabilia portion of everything. We've got the Give My Regards to Broadstreet sealed LP. I really like the hype sticker that we have right here, so I think that's just really nice to have, really good to, good to see in the collection as well. I'm trying to do this with every single album. Maybe not every single album, but at least the important ones. Try to find ones with a sealed hype sticker, which is really, again, just very nice to have. Getting harder and harder to find copies with the original sealed copies of the albums nowadays. So we're just taking another quick look. We're going to go ahead and flip to the back of the album. Back cover, this is the original, of course, 1984 Columbia release, as it was released in that year. Next, we've got the long box. This was the 1991 CD long box. I used to see these quite a bit in Tower Records. Kind of miss them, actually. I see where they were trying to match the LPs at the time, trying to give a lot of value. Next up, just kind of little artistic pictures, if you will. These are just the different CDs and cassette variations. I'm going to go into more of those in a moment. A little bit of a repeat from the last review, of course. And as we keep going, we've got, this is the 1993 CD with the bonus tracks, issued in the UK and in Europe only. It was not issued in the United States. You see tracks 16 and 17 right there, extended version and special dance mix, listed as the bonus tracks. Here we go. Now this CD right here, this is actually the original Columbia 1984 CD. If we flip to the back here, you're going to see they segment the tracks a little bit more. So you have 18 tracks. They kind of divide it up a bit more. As opposed to this next version, this is the 1991 Capitol re-release on CD. They have the same amount of tracks, but it's now just 14 or 15 tracks. They don't separate some of the dialogue, as they did with the previous release there. There we go, a little cassette tape action going on. Chrome CO2 cassette for Broadstreet. Funny enough, as we look at the back, I still have a radio with a cassette player, funny enough. So yeah, that's kind of interesting. There we go. This is the 7-inch single right here. This is just kind of a clean copy I have, one that's suitable for playing. We look at the back, that's actually a scene from the movie. That's Broadstreet Station itself, with Paul sitting there. This next one is the 7-inch single right here. I bought it from a store in Maryland. It says 414 dance mix. Again, as I said before, I'm assuming that just means on the label itself, but really no discernible difference otherwise that I can tell. And I believe coming up next we have, this is the extended 12-inch. This is actually a promo-only version, so we can see the front and the back right here. We got No More Lonely Nights, Silly Love Songs, and then No More Lonely Nights, the ballad, right here. And of course I like just zooming in for promotion only. So I think that's just a nice little touch. I try to look for stuff like that whenever I'm collecting and everything. Here we go, the picture disc. I really like this picture disc. Really lovely example right here. Not meant to be played on normal record players. You get the back of the picture disc right there. Just more for promotional purposes, and I think they've been around since about the 1940s, I want to say, give or take. There we go. Contains the hit single, No More Lonely Nights. So there we go. And we know the album we're buying it from, of course. Here we go. Just a nice little picture of the 12-inch and 7-inch single versions. Just kind of like a little size comparison. And you see they used different photos from the back of each single. So just a little comparison there. There we go. This I got off of eBay. Just a nice little promo advert. That's right behind me whenever I do my videos. And here we've got the, I believe the VHS on the left and the Beta on the right. Funny thing is, growing up, never had a Beta tape player. But there we go. We can see them both with the boxes and everything as well. I like to have the different variations, the different versions. It's always nice to have. Same description on the back of each of the boxes here, as you can see. Here we go. This is the 1996 VHS re-release through 20th Century Fox. I do like the cover. That actually should have been used for the DVD, which will be coming up. Again, the back, you're just getting kind of a description of the whole thing as well. And next, Laserdisc. Of course I had to go with the Laserdisc. Laserdisc, you know what? Never had a Laserdisc player, but for the collectability, why not? Again, just really nice graphics on the back of it as well. Just great to have for the collection. And of course we've got the DVD itself right here. Released in 2004, April of 2004. It's going to have the back cover, of course, obviously showing, just like the previous film review. Interesting thing about this is that these inserts coming up right here, and the next insert, I don't think they're in every copy of the DVD. So it's kind of just nice to have that. We kind of have the scene selections right there, so just breaking down the film into different scenes. And now we're going to get into some print media. Here we go, Club Sandwich number 34. This is just kind of going over the beginnings, the little bit of the making of Give My Regards to Broad Street right here. Very nice cover, by the way. I really like that cover. And this right here, this page, I really like the picture of Paul and Linda. That could have been used as the back photo of the single for Linda. That's just really cool how they're both, same type of artistic effects. And of course you got the listing of the cast on the right when you pause the picture. There we go. To the left is Tracy Ullman, and she actually had her own show in 1987 where The Simpsons debuted, so it's all connected to the Beatles. We get a nice little photo here of the warehouse sequence. This is my favorite sequence of the entire film, so just really nice to have. There we go. Getting near the end of the film. Paul's just at Broad Street Station right here, about to get the tapes. Right there, and there we go again. So just going to focus on it a little bit more, and I'm sure people will be able to pause this as they're going through the video to see the photos. Nice back cover of the issue of Club Sandwich, which ran for quite a few years until Linda's unfortunate passing. This is the next issue, Club Sandwich number 35, Give My Regards to Broad Street, and this actually goes into a little bit more of the promo itself. Really like that setup there on the highway. There we go. We got the pictures right here. In the upper left corner, you've got Paul, or as I like to joke around, Paul Force One, and also some pictures of some fans meeting him in the lower left-hand page. There we go. Next page on the left-hand corner. Paul did go on Johnny Carson to promote the movie itself as well, back in 1984. And London premiere. Look at the left page, lower left. You've got Olivia Harrison, Ringo, Barbara, Paul, and Linda. George would have been there if not for a prior engagement that he had to do. So just a little interesting bit of trivia for the premiere. Alright, this is just breaking into how it was done, so a bit more of just behind the scenes. You're getting some shots of the cameras and the various equipment here. Some folks resting during the ballroom dancing sequence of the movie. Kind of a nice little family tree of the different bands and everything. I really like that. That's very nice. Oh yeah, here we go. Just another picture near the warehouse sequence. Paul with giant haystacks in the left picture. A little bit more behind the scenes. Look like they're just filming. That looks like Broad Street Station from what I can tell from the photo here. Right there. And the credits and the songs, if you're interested in all that kind of minutia. I am, of course. Obviously, it's my channel. Um, Here we go. Buddy Holly Competition Awards held around the same time. Winner was a 76-year-old fellow in the right picture with the drawing. I like this, and kind of the back, you notice the right picture almost kind of predating the Get Back documentary by Peter Jackson. And some just nice back cover photo from the issue right there, from issue number 35. Here we go, something to spice it up. I swear I only read it for the articles. December 1984 issue. Actually a good interview with Paul and Linda about their careers at the time and the post-Beatles breakup. This is just a newspaper print right here of the same photo I have in my videos. Here we go, a premiere ticket. So we're invited to a screening. Really cool little item to have, and I'm going to look at the back in a second here. Okay, yeah, so this was for screening in Seattle, actually. So there's a few of these floating around. There we go, just a nice promo picture of Paul. A series of about 11 pictures, I think. Not all 11 here, but a series of them. Next, another nice little promotional still right here. Ballroom dancing. There's the other sequence, sort of near the beginning of the film, upper picture. There we go, the famous Give My Regards to Broad Street song and dance sequence. A riff off Give My Regards to Broadway. Silly love song sequence right here. Kind of just a cool little photo. Nice black and white photo here. There we go. These were actually newspaper mini ad sheets. Way back in the day, you'd have to look in the newspaper and they'd have the photos in newspapers right along with the bottom with the theaters and the playing times. So just some nice collectible items to have. And yes, Dr. Jones, I had to include Indiana Jones at the Temple of Doom. That one I actually did see in the summer of 1984. Never know what's going to pop up. Trust me. Just some cool comparison right there. But again, little pre-internet artifact right there. And different column widths as well for the different newspapers. Here we go. This is the No More Lonely Nights song itself. This is just a little snippet, kind of a miniature song sheet, songbook, if you will. You'll see the back right there with the musical notes. Gil, I hope you're paying attention to all the musical notes there. And yes, Give My Regards to Broad Street was released as a video game as well. Specifically for the Commodore. No, I didn't have the Commodore and I didn't have the video game until I collected it later. You can kind of see the little booklet, little floppy disk. Nice little piece of 80s memorabilia right here that I really just enjoy having. And next, here we go. We have the script right here. This script I think I got about 2 or 3 years ago off of an Etsy shop in the United Kingdom. Very unique looking. We're going to see some internal photos of the script right there. Got to actually present this during a virtual Beatles Fest with Mark Lewison, and he said, take care of the item. I will, and it was an honor to speak to Mark Lewison virtually. Just really cool. Let's see, here we go. Some pins from Give My Regards to Broad Street right here. A little bit of memorabilia, of course, as with everything. Next up we have, there we go, the jacket. To answer your question, no, I haven't unsealed it just yet. I eventually will, and we'll get a better picture here. I do have an eventual vision of wearing the jacket and maybe some sort of thumbnail to go along with it, to eventually kind of tie everything together with all the different videos. Next item, here we go. This is just a nice little bonus. This was released in 1986. Contains a brief clip of Give My Regards to Broad Street, but this was actually done during the next album, Press to Play. Just kind of a retrospective of Paul's career from 1970 all the way up to the then current period of 86. Issue number 36 of Club Sandwich from 1985, early 85. Nice picture of Paul and Linda. Here we go, and as I said a couple moments ago, there's the advert for the video game on the right. There we go, just a fan club member wins the Broad Street car, and we're going to get a little zoom in on the article in a moment. And yeah, there we go, that's the winner, so Annette M. Smith, and actually her sister in New York. Kind of a cool little piece of memorabilia. Here we go. This is actually the songbook for Give My Regards to Broad Street, right here. So it's got all the songs listed, all the sheet music, as you can see. Really nice to have. And of course, besides that, we've got some photos. And of course, we got a little blue page right here. What is that blue page? Well, that blue page is actually, yep, part of the script again. So I've got that in different places as well. Again, just very cool to have. Here we go. Nice little promo photo that we've seen before. Nice little spare item. I'll get to that in a moment. Here we go. This is kind of the storybook, more or less. Kind of the script, all sorts of photos in story form, from one page to another. Recapping the movie. A lot of nice photos. I really enjoy having this book. Definitely a very nice book to have. There we go. The back cover, published in England, I believe. So I don't think this was ever done in the U.S. I could be wrong. Here we go. This one for both Tom and Andy at Two Legs. We All Stand Together. This was actually screened as a cartoon right before the Broad Street film when it was shown, at least in the UK. Not in the United States, however. Here we go. This is the press kit for Give My Regards to Broad Street. Get a nice little picture here, but eventually I'm going to do a separate video on all the different press kits that I have, but just photos on the left and kind of a lot of information on the right. I will break this out into a different review with other press kits that Paul has as well. And here we've just got a series of 11 by 14 lobby cards, so just some really nice colored photos that are coming up. Silly Love Song sequence, that's the ballroom dancing sequence from the film. Let's see what else we have coming up here. There we go. This is the warehouse sequence. Always like that photo, by the way. And that sequence. My favorite in the film. Back to the ballroom dancing sequence, of course. Just another angle, another shot right there. Next from the Eleanor's Dream sequence. My least favorite sequence, but this is kind of a nice picture of Paul and Ringo. Some wine and some cheese right there. Paul looking up as he's entering the MPL headquarters from the film itself. There we go, nice shot of Paul, and over in the middle is Tracey Ullman during one of her scenes in the film. Again, as I said before, just a nice little shot of the interior. That's not the MPL headquarters, that's Art Deco done up. And here we go, we've got the tapes. Yes, we've got the tapes, as they say at the end of the film. VHS tapes, and those two tapes at the top were broadcast by 20th Century Fox. They did say February of 1987, I believe February 1st of 1987. Get a better picture here. And this is the tape deck right here that they would have used with broadcasting the film on TV. So showing it on TV for everybody with the different bits of trivia out there. So, and yeah, those are really big. They are really heavy to handle, but just kind of nice to have. A nice, unique item. I haven't seen too many of these out there on the market for eBay. And finally, we're getting to some of our last items. Actually, the last item. A record bowl. Shout out to Paul Sally, who did the Little Wing book. He also does record bowls like these for different albums, not just Broad Street. So that's kind of a little walkthrough, really the memorabilia that I have. But there will be other little bits of memorabilia that I'm expecting soon to come up, so this will be continued. I hope everybody enjoyed it, and we'll go ahead and get back to the recap at the end of this. There we go. Okay, and I'm back. So I hope everybody enjoyed that little run through all the Give My Regards to Broad Street memorabilia, with a couple of the little extra bonuses thrown in. As I mentioned in the review, there is that press kit. I'm going to do a separate review, either with all the Paul McCartney press kits I have, or maybe just break them down. I haven't quite decided yet, but at least, at the very least, breaking down that Broad Street press kit alone has quite a few of the photos in it. A lot of information as well, so I really enjoyed going over that. The club sandwiches, those are a lot of fun. I'm hoping to add a few to the collection from that roughly that same time period. Club Sandwich, the magazine itself, that ran from, now I don't have any notes in front of me for this video, so let me think for a minute. That ran from, I believe, about 1972 until sadly until Linda's passing in 1998. I'm doing this off the top of my head, as I said, but it had a nice long run. It had a lot of goodies, as you see, with all the different photographs. I'm hoping some of those photographs will be included if we do get a Give My Regards to Broad Street archive box set, which I would love to have for obvious reasons, along with all the other archive box sets that we have. And just trying to wrap up with any other thoughts I have. Just again, all the different memorabilia, those tapes, of course, those tapes used for broadcast, kind of unique. I haven't seen a lot of those in the marketplace, meaning on eBay, quite frankly. So I haven't seen those there as well. But that's pretty much it. So I just, again, hope everybody enjoyed that. I'll have the next video up next week as well. Thank you so much to all the current subscribers, all the new subscribers as well. It's really just a lot of fun to have everybody tuning into the channel, watching what I do next, and of course, please spread the word. I appreciate everybody. Again, feel free to leave some comments as well. Is there any kind of big memorabilia that you have? Not just with Give My Regards to Broad Street, but maybe there's a particular favorite solo Beatles album you have, or something along those lines that you ended up getting a lot of memorabilia for. I'm always curious to hear back from the fans out there. So again, just thank you so much. Before I sign off, if you could please just give a thumbs up, like, and subscribe. I really appreciate it. And until next time, just please, everybody keep safe. Bye.